Thanks, Wanda, and really it's a pleasure to be with all of you this afternoon. When he talked about coming to SIUE, I remember it's actually a little more than 27 years ago, but I remember being interviewed by Edwardsville at that time. He was the provost then and told me about SIUE and all the good things happening at Edwardsville and everything he said is true. And it's been a great career to be in Edwardsville and at SIUE. So it's really a pleasure to be with you today. So my plan is to just give you a little bit of a campus update and also an update on things that are going on in the school business, enrollment news, and all those sorts of things. But I want to start first and foremost by thanking thanking you for this invitation today, but certainly for all the support that you have provided to our students for the past 14 years. We have been awarding Rotary scholarships since 2007, and Sarah looked at the data. Over that period of time, over $92,000 in awards have been given out to SIUE school business students, and that makes a real difference. Right now, we're awarding 2 Rotary scholarships, each worth $4,000 every year, and $4,000 really, it's very notable. So from the bottom of my heart, from Sarah's heart as well, thank you very much for that support. And our recipients this year are Madeline Cloach, she is a finance major, and Danielle Greathouse is a management major. And we didn't have a lot of time to set up our visit today, but maybe we can bring them for a visit at sometime in the future, because I'm sure they'd like to say thank you as well. But again, we really do appreciate your support. So we give you a little bit of news about the campus. We've got good news in terms of enrollment. Our enrollment's up a little bit, right about 1.5% to over 13,000 students this fall. And those students come from 62 countries and 44 states. Probably the biggest highlight going forward is our freshman class this year is up 28% over what we had last year. So almost 2,000 students. About 81% of those students are from the state of Illinois. And there's other enrollment records that we set this fall. We have the most graduate students on campus that we have in 44 years. We have the highest number, or tied the highest number of international students that we've ever had on campus. The nursing school continues to break records with almost 2,000 students in the nursing school. And as you know, with the shortage of nursing, not just in this region, but around the country, I think that's a really important thing. And then finally, we have the most diverse student body in campus history as well. So I think a lot of good enrollment news, and we're poised for more of that news in the coming years. Now, some of you, I looked around the room, are School of Business graduates, so I might be preaching to the choir a little bit, but I want to give a little bit of an overview of our school. In terms of undergraduate degree programs, we have 2, a Bachelor of Science in Accounting and then a Bachelor of Science in Business Administration. But within that BSBA program, we have 10 different specializations ranging from finance to information systems to economics to entrepreneurship and other things as well. So really, outside of probably real estate and insurance, we offer pretty much every specialization that you would ever find at another business school. We have 4 graduate programs, 3 specialized programs in accounting, information systems, market research, and then our flagship MBA program. And we have cooperative across campus graduate programs. Our MBA program, you can also get that while you're finishing your pharmacy degree, joint program with a doctor of nursing practice, and then an interdisciplinary program in healthcare informatics. And we've been accredited by the AACSB since the mid-1970s, and again, I think a former business dean may have been very instrumental in that happening all those years ago. We're organized in 4 academic departments: accounting, CMIS, economics and finance and management marketing, and also for administrative purposes, the ROTC program on campus, both Army and Air Force, report to the School of Business. And then finally, we have various business outreach efforts, executive education programs that train hundreds of students, hundreds of business professionals from companies around the area every year. And then I'll talk a little bit later about our Small Business Development Center and our information trade center. So that gives you a sense of the scope of our operations in the School of Business. Now, we also have good enrollment news this fall. This fall, we'll have just over 1,150 undergraduate business students, which is the most we've had since 2018, and 542 graduate business students, which is the most that we've had since 1992. And that's really been driven by growth in our MBA program. We have 445 students in that now, and it's basically the enrollment has quadrupled in just over 3 years when we launched our accelerated online MBA program. What we found is that historically, our MBA program has been built to serve working professionals. And historically, those working professionals were okay with coming to campus a couple nights a week or doing class on the weekends. But within that, that's not really attractive. They want an online option. So to meet that need, that's why we launched that program, and it really has been very, very successful. And it's sort of funny when I have to say that, because I was an early skeptic of online education, wasn't necessarily a big fan of it, but it's really proven that at least for that market, that was the right way to go. So some other news, just in general, so you know what's going on in the school. In the last year, we have launched 3 different specializations, one in cybersecurity and another in supply chain management. And if you think about it, those are 2 of the highest growth areas in employment that are out there. I mean, we always hear about all the hacks and other sorts of things. But the training cybersecurity professionals really does meet an industry need. And we feel that's going to be an important point for our growth in the St. Louis region to make sure that there are enough trained cybersecurity specialists out there. We want to play a role in that. And then throughout the pandemic, we've all heard about disruptions in supply chain. Well, there are a huge number of openings in supply chain management as well. The challenge with that is for 18 and 19-year-olds, they don't necessarily grow up thinking, well, I want to work in supply chain management. So somehow you have to sort of make them understand what that means and what the opportunities are, but we really think that meets an industry need as well. And then also in our MBA program have launched a healthcare administration specialization. What we found is about 20 to 25% of our MBA students were working in healthcare already. So we knew that would meet some of their needs, and we launched that as well. Other news, our accounting faculty just this past year was ranked 3rd nationally in the publication of accounting teaching cases, and actually the 10th nationally in producing scholarship in terms of accounting education. So that's quite remarkable and sort of fits the teacher-scholar model that we value in SIU. We're currently collaborating with Madison County Employment and Training and Lewis and Clark, SWIC, and Kaskaskia to build a training program for incumbent workers in the area of supply chain management. So this is a degree program, but it's sort of outside training. And the goal there is, since there's such a shortage of workers in supply chain, we want to give people that are working in that industry a career path forward. So if we can provide them with some training so that they can get upskilled and continue in their jobs with their employers and move up in their careers, that's going to benefit everybody. And, you know, I don't think that I'm preaching to the choir here. You know about the growth in supply chain jobs just down the block in Gateway Commerce Park and those other places. So we really meet that need, and employers are welcoming that quite a bit. And then finally, well, I've got another slide, but another thing I wanted to highlight in terms of faculty scholarship is Lisa Demer in Finance just about a month ago published his 100th scholarly article in the area of finance. That's a picture of Lisa up there. Lisa is really internationally known for his work in investments, particularly in like herd behavior in the markets, as well as energy economics and other areas of international finance. And he is really sought out by finance professors globally for his expertise, and they want to work with Lisa. A couple of years ago, we installed from Turkey that wanted to close to Lisa and help upskill his finance research skills. So we're really very, very proud of him. He's a great part of our faculty. All right, a little bit more good news in terms of national rankings that we had achieved in the last year. For the 15th straight year, we've been ranked by Pearson Review as the best business school. Last year, we were pleased to be ranked as a top 50 online MBA program in the nation. And of those 50 schools, we were the second least expensive. So I think that's a good selling point as well. And along that line, College Professional ranked us number 19 nationally as the best value undergraduate business degree. So that sort of meets what SIU wants to be all about, and that's delivering a high quality education at a good value for our students. The past year or so has been challenging for us, just like it's been challenging for all of you. But we've really tried to embrace different virtual platforms to maintain our community engagement activities, as well as deliver our executive education programs. So every year we host a project management symposium in November, and it's the largest single sort of one-day educational event there. You get about 450 to 500 executives that come to campus to learn about project management. We couldn't do that in person last year, so we flipped that to a virtual setting, and we still had, I think, 350 attendees as well. So we really embraced that, and I think pivoted as best as we could to meet those needs. We're certainly a part of this, but for the 5th straight year in 2021, we awarded a record amount of scholarship dollars to our business students, and they're very appreciative of that. And then we can't be all working notes. So there's a picture of our St. Louis BizDash team that ran in the BizDash a couple weeks ago, won the education division for the 2nd straight year. And we really did that for a couple reasons. One, it's a good bonus thing. Secondly, it's a good way to get, this SIU School of Business name out in front of a lot of different companies. But then also, it's been a tough couple of years. I mean, prior to the pandemic, our building was being renovated and our apartments were scattered all around campus. So we really worked together very much. And then during the pandemic, we were all online and we weren't seeing each other. So I think bringing ourselves together for a fun event was important as well. I mean, SJ has seen me at the downtown bash. I didn't make it this year, but I need to get the team there next year and have them participate. That's a great thing to do. So, last thing that I'm going to do today is just do a little bit of advertising, or at least raising your awareness of how your businesses or companies can interact with the SIU School of Business. And there's really 3 ways. One, through course projects. Secondly, by having a business intern. Our third, through what we call our outreach services. And we have these flyers on the back, so you can take that with you. But in terms of course projects, and I know you can't read the small print there, but basically, if your company's employers have a project that you think some students could work on and present some consulting advice, you can contact me and we can incorporate that into one of our classes. And we certainly do that in information systems, marketing, and management. And it's a good way for you to get some creative minds of students to work on some of your projects, and there's no cost associated with that at all. So that's one way. Secondly, would be to hire a student intern. Now, we have formal internships, which are at least 120 hours. Those are typically paid, but students can also get academic credit for that. Or if it's just a much smaller project, there can be an informal internship arrangement that can be worked as well. But we have an internship coordinator that works with area businesses to facilitate that. And I think I'm working on my 6 years team now. I've been here for 5. Hiring an internship coordinator to work with area businesses, but also with our students to try to increase those practical learning experiences. I think that's the thing I'm proudest of in the past 5 years, because it really benefited our students. And then finally, we have both a small business development center that works with small businesses and fledgling entrepreneurs. Their services are free of charge. They literally work with businesses for thousands of hours each year. They're a supporter of the CEO program in Edwardsville as well as some other places. But they're available for help with small businesses, as well as our International Trade Center helping build exporting opportunities for businesses as well. So I think with that, that basically sums up my presentation today. but I am more than happy to answer any questions you might have about the campus, the school, or whatever else you would like to talk to. But again, thank you for the invitation and thank you for the support.
Any questions, Jim?
Here. You said they redid the business school, and I knew they were doing that. Are you exclusively still an alumni and same building, or did you?
No, we're primarily in Founders Hall, but we still have the finance, economics and finance is in a long time. But yeah, most of us, we moved back to Founders. We share that with the School of Education as well.
But you're back in.
Yes. If you want any details on that, the guy in the blue shirt there can tell you all about that. That was a lot of fun. Yes.
So, with regards to the supply chain management, education, and your educators specifically, are these people with teaching degrees that have industry experience, or do you hire from the industry to come in? I wouldn't think they got supply chain management degrees since it's such a newer focus in the last 10 or 20 years.
Well, we actually have a combination. I mean, our full-time faculty are PhD qualified, but they do have some industry experience, and their degrees are really in operations management, which is very much related to that. But we often will supplement those faculty with practitioners that are working and then teach classrooms for us. So it's really a combination of full-time faculty as well as working industry professionals. And our accrediting body actually wants us to do that, to provide our students with a variety of one of those types of faculty. Yes, sir.
I sit on the board of a small manufacturing company. And our biggest problem right now is finding people to manage. Have you found a solution? How we can get people back to work?
I wish I had a solution. I'd probably retire and become a consultant, make a lot of money doing that. But no, it's a huge issue. And I sit on the board of Madison, Bonn, Jersey Workforce Innovation Board, and that's something we hear all the time. I mean, they have a lot of career fairs and training programs that they put on, and they're struggling just to get people to participate in those programs. And the supply chain companies are having the same problem. So I don't really have a good solution for that. I think, if we can, the more the pandemic is under control, I'm hoping that will bring workers back, but I don't have an easy solution. It's a problem. Yes.
So that 80% of the students in school are from Allen, right?
80% of the incoming freshmen, and I think that's probably a pretty good estimate of the undergraduate student body as well.
You guys correct whether they come from South Springfield or Springfield.
Yeah, I mean, I can't give you those statistics off the top of my head. I mean, we still attract more from the Metro East than any other area. But I think typically we do have students from every county in the state of Illinois. We're really strong in Springfield, Quincy, and throughout Central Illinois, and we're not in Chicago. But there are lots of universities that are recruited in Chicago. That's a very competitive market.
Is it the bad one between Cardinal and still on campus?
Those Cubs have been very good this year, so I haven't heard too much from them. But just talking about a little bit about campus atmosphere, I have the enrollment numbers, but just more anecdotally, the first day of school, walking out into the hallway and actually having the students out in the hall was a great feeling. And as much as I didn't like standing in line in the cafeteria the other day to get my lunch, that was great. So after a year of really campus was pretty empty and vacant, it's really nice to have a lot of that knowledge back. It feels good.
Anything else?
All right.
All right, thank you very much.
Does anyone have Nurse Shannon Chasowski, I'd like to present you with information.
Thank you very much. Thank you.